Hi everyone and welcome to another video. I got a message on Facebook asking if I could show how to print a section of a document, in this case a PDF, without having to print the whole thing off. It's not quite as simple as it looks, so I thought I'd do a quick tutorial on it. However, because we're going to be manipulating a digital image, and someone has the owner's rights to that, we need to be a little bit careful we don't fall foul of copyright. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run through a couple of bits and pieces with you first. Must respect copyright. It's the same in any media, whether it's movies, music, digital images, crafting images, whatever it is. Someone's going to the trouble to make it. They deserve the right to live off the receipts of that. So we've got to respect their rights. When you look at any sort of digital media, there's going to be an angel policy, is what it's described as. Don't assume because you've bought a CD, DVD, USB, or any other, even if it's a physical hard printed copy, don't assume because you've bought it it's yours to do with what you want and you can go and then copy it and sell it or whatever. Can't do that. That's not within the angel policy. So always try and check the angel policy before you do any sort of manipulation as to what you're allowed to do, whether you're allowed to recolour, resize, but not flip or rotate or whatever it is. If you don't have access to that usage rights, try and see if you can find the owner or the author if they have an online representation. That could be a website, that could be a blog, it could even just be a Twitter feed. Always, if you can, try and seek permission from these people before you publish the work that you're doing. There are some really huge conglomerates and major household names that may not allow you to do certain things with their products, and that's because they get abused, and that's quite simple. What I would suggest to you is be careful if you're making a Bob the Builder card for little Tommy down the street. I think we've all done it. I'm not going to say I haven't done it. It's gone onto the internet and picked up an image and used a graphic on a card or whatever it's been for, or even in a digital footprint. But please remember that image is copyrighted, and you really should be seeking the owner's permission every time before you use it for anything, unless they have specifically specified what you can do with it beforehand. Talking about the internet, don't assume because it's on there it's fair game to use it. That's not correct. There's a common misconception about the internet, especially with Google and Yahoo Images. We can just about find anything on these platforms, but remember this: the copyright is still owned by the original owner. I hope that's fairly clear, and we'll have a quick look now. On the subject of copyright, I haven't actually checked on these images, but we'll have a look at it anyway. Right, here's a PDF, it says red snowflakes, so we'll open the PDF up, and there we have it, a series of red snowflakes. Okay, but I don't want to print the whole thing, I only want a small section. Well, what you can do is you can go to File, you go to Print, and wait for half a century until the network picks up the fact that I want it to print, and you can select a certain area that you want to print from. Okay, so if you tell the computer, actually I want you to print off on A5 and click OK, you will see that it'll print A5. Generally it'll always sit in the middle, and this is where the problem comes. Well, actually I don't want that bit, I want another bit. I maybe want the top corner, or I just want that kind of diamond shape there. Well, okay, fair enough, we can probably do that. We could print it and fussy cut it, but we don't all like fussy cutting. We could print it and we could scan and cut, or silhouette it. Maybe we don't want to do that either. Well, look, there is another way, but this has to be very carefully used. Right, this is Adobe. This taskbar up here gives us various options such as print, such as view. So in this case, let's take the view down to 50%. And let's just say that I actually only want this snowflake feature here. Some documents have an embedded anti-copy. So if I go up here to edit text and image and click there, it all brings up a download box and edit now, and it takes you on the internet and asks you to buy the fuller version of Adobe. I don't want to do that. But what you can do is click on the button on your screen that says PRTSC. Then what you need to do is go into Paint. Now that possibly won't be on your taskbar, it is likely to be in here. So you'll just have to scroll and look for it, and on this occasion it's Paint 3D that's a shortcut, but I found Paint in the File Explorer and created a copy to my desktop. Anyway, back to the image. Right click, no, I beg your pardon, click on Paste, and lo and behold, the image that you were looking at has been captured. And if anybody says to you, I need a screen print, that's how you would do it. Press PRT SC and you get a screen print. Now, as I said, if I only want this image here, oh, I've shortcut it, look, it's too small. So if I click away from it, go back on again, select, right click, crop, lo and behold, it gives you that image, and then you can file, save as, PNG, JPEG, bitmap. We'll come to these in another video. They're just different formats of pictures. The most common one you probably all know of is JPEG, and that's the one I would use. I would just save it as JPEG. So that's one way of doing it. And we won't see that. And I'll close that. And I'll go to, let's go to Poinsettia. And we'll open that one up. Now, depending, as I say, on the copyright on the document, not necessarily on the image, you can click on Edit Texts and Images, and then you can snip whatever it is you want out, and I should see here copy image, and it's doing that thing again, so I'll copy it, that right click copy, and then go in, as I say again, to Paint, File, no, not File, Paste, and again you've got the image you're looking for, and then you can manipulate that in the way that you wish. I'm fully aware that some of you will use other software such as Serif or Microsoft Studio or whatever it is. That basically would do the same thing if you paste it in, and then you can manipulate the colours and that to go with it. Okay, so that's just a very, very quick showing you how to take a piece of an image out of a PDF document. As I say, there's two ways to do it. Either you do it through PRTSC on your keyboard, take it into Paint, and then edit the image, take out the image piece that you wanted. Or, if the image allows you, click on that edit document, copy the image, and then take it out. Now, one thing I will say to you, it depends on the software you're using. If you have all singing, all dancing software that allows you to spin, trace images, you'll be able to cut out the snowflake on its own. Alternatively, you can get clever in Paint. I spent my formative years in Paint. You can actually use the eraser tool and start removing parts of the image, and then obviously you would then save that as a new JPEG. Again, just be aware, you may be in breach of copyright when you're doing this. So be very, very careful about what you're doing and where you're posting it. Other programs will allow you to flip, rotate and spin images. They'll allow you to grayscale it. I think that's down to the individual programs that you would use. I'd be happy to have a look at that if somebody wanted me to do so. I think that should keep you going for a wee while, so thank you for watching.